I'm Theo. I play drums.
Bass, guitars.
Yes.
I play bass.
Nice.
I'm Orti, vocals and founder of the band.
Oh, pleased to meet you.
Pleased to meet you too, and thank you for having us here.
Could you please give some brief history of the band?
Well,
When did you start?
It all started back in 1996. I started a band with a friend of mine who was a guitar player, and soon after we founded the band and we found a name for the band. We started recording our first album, which by the way is the first rock metal CD ever published for the first time in Albania, back in 1997, called Days of Rage.
And it was your first recording, yes?
First recording, yes.
No demos, no singles before.
No. It was straight away our first CD, and we've been around quite a long time now. I mean, more than 20 years now that we speak. So we played in the region, in Macedonia, in Montenegro, in Kosovo. Recently we played in Italy and Greece. We had some really good gigs, and this is our first Baltics tour. So a very special thanks go to THP Production for bringing us here. You guys rock. So we have 3 gigs in a row, starting from tomorrow in Tallinn, Estonia, then Narva, and we'll get back to Riga June the 3rd on Saturday. So we look forward to see you all headbanging.
Yeah. You said you are a founding member of the band. How about other members? How long they have been in band?
Well, Theo joined the band in 2010.
Actually, I know. I heard Crossbones before actually, we found the school together.
Oh,
Yeah. So I heard Crossbones like probably 98, 99. And I joined the band in 2010, actually. When I came back from America, I met Orsi, we talked, and then we got there.
yeah. And how about you?
Yeah, I knew before Theo because like we know each other like forever. I think many years. And back in 2011, I returned in Albania because I studied in Italy, and we managed to do a show together with a band I had at the time, and I knew then the other guys from the band, Olsi, and the other guys that used to play before, and it was like something about 3 years. We did some gigs, but more
He
like
actually came first like a special guest.
yeah.
Oh,
particular
like session
songs.
musician or?
No,
Like particular songs we do
Oh.
during the gig. Ben came to play some solo and full songs.
Oh, yeah.
And
Special guest.
it was the April 13th. April 30th of 2014.
What was the first show?
Yeah,
that
it
was first.
Yeah?
First with Ben and
The
on
first-
guitars.
Okay.
Official.
No, I mean like first time you came like
Yeah, it
special.
was. The first time. The first time was a festival, Rock the Block, I think it was. Yeah.
oh yeah.
And
2012.
there was
Yeah.
like 5 or 6 bands, I don't remember well, from Netherlands and
Denmark.
some Denmark and some other states, European, and
Yeah. So you started right from the festival, from big festival.
yeah,
With a band.
like Theo said, there was some guest appearances, and then in 2014 we decided to do it like
Full together, full time. Yeah, full time.
And yeah, it's 3 years now, one album.
Yes. And how about you?
I am the youngest and more recent member of Crossbones. In fact, I joined the band due to the previous bass player leaving
Depart,
the band
yes.
because he
We say hello to Claude.
Yeah, we salute him.
Definitely.
It's very far from here.
yeah, like on the other side.
Oh,
In Australia.
of the world.
down,
Not like that.
down under.
Down under.
Down under, yeah.
I started rehearsing with the guys at the end of 2015, but started playing live like the second month of 2016.
February.
Yeah.
And been playing since. We even recorded the album together.
Yeah, okay. And maybe you could tell us about some main influences on the band. Maybe we'll start with the founder of the band.
Yeah.
What were the main influences?
Well,
We have some strange influences that most don't know yet.
I'm trying to figure out.
And that's evil. Sometimes.
No, Metallica, Black Sabbath, Sepultura, Pantera, you know, and then
All great bands.
from the grunge of the
Alice in Chains.
Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, Pearl Jam. I mean, I think we all have some really good influences out there, some really famous bands that helped us and inspired us to write music and shape our own thing and character.
Your own sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do others agree, or you have some special contributions?
About mine, but
Less or more, the bands are those who also mentioned. But to me personally, I as a guitar player, I used to play occasionally progressive metal. So I shaped myself as an all-time lover of bands like Opeth, Dream Theater, Meshuggah.
You can tell Meshuggah. It's a
Yeah.
good influence, I think.
And so if you listen to this album, for example, you have like all our lives melting together. But
Yeah, it's not like a recipe you chose and put to influence yourself. You know, it's like depends on the mood, what you listen and what you express.
Okay. And also maybe some Albanian bands were some older Albanian bands were an influence for you. And together with this question goes, can you give maybe us a brief overview of Albanian rock and metal scene for those of us who know almost nothing of it? I have heard Thunderway, I guess, a band,
Yes.
and that's all. And you.
That's true.
So
it's
what's happening in Albania?
It's one of the first heavy metal bands since the collapse of the communist regime back in 1990. There were quite a few bands, heavy metal bands, mostly joining or let's say building the first steps, taking the first steps of the Albanian rock metal scene. Like Thunderway or Centaur or what else?
Purgatory,
Identity.
Audius.
Yes.
There is a nice band that I think nobody mentions. Megahertz. Audius, which is a band from in the middle of Albania. Like they play like black epic stuff. Really nice.
Yeah,
They used to.
Albania it was, and it is still, but especially those first 15 15 years maybe, but the 90s were very, very difficult for a band to create a future for their own music, because
Wasn't there a civil war in the middle 90s?
Yeah,
So
the
then-
97.
97, yeah.
Kind of,
Ah,
because civil war maybe it's
Yeah, that's too much.
too much.
it's too much, but yeah,
97,
it was
98.
a dark period, let's say, and hopefully it's back in the past and everything is.
And yes, and how about the scene now? Is the scene big? Is it blooming, growing, or is it divided in fractions and styles, or you're one big family? How-
I mean, it's still a small rock and metal scene, but I guess it's improving. It's getting bigger. There are younger bands that are joining the Albanian rock metal scene. Different kind of genres, from extreme metal, punk, or indie
Experimental.
rock, experimental. It's important to have new blood coming,
Yeah, of course.
because after a certain period of time you become, someone can hear about you, and this can go outside Albania's borders. And one of the main reasons we are here is to bring our own experience from a small country, but with a, I'd like to say, a vivid rock metal scene, or at least aspiring to be a vivid one. So yes, there are some gigs going on this week in Tirana. As soon as we get back, we are invited for a special appearance in another gig on June the 7th. So I mean, and there are some promoters that are starting to, to promote rock metal bands, bring some bands from abroad and mix it with local bands, which is really good. We opened for Rotting Christ back in 2016, at the end of the year. So it's good to have well-known international bands to come and play. So it's an exchange of experiences and music and culture. So I guess it's promising.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. And then let's move back to you. So you mentioned your first record, which came out in 1997, and then the new full-length CD, full-length album now in 2017. So what took you so long, 20 years from one album to another? I guess there was some demos, singles, but
all these things we just mentioned, like all the difficulties in Albania, the absence of an industry that creates or that promotes or that manages or that helps
Open the doors to the band, actually.
a band, or I mean, it's a country that I guess it's starting now to realize that it needs an industry for this kind of music.
yeah.
So I guess.
So basically, it's a lack of industry, a lack of infrastructure for it.
A total lack of.
A total lack of
I mean,
infrastructure.
I can say we are in the first steps, positive steps, I mean, baby steps, but at least we are moving forward and we are trying to catch up with international scene.
The first steps, but very important steps. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're taking. Yeah.
So
You could be considered as a trailblazers. In this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we are not trying to create any name like that for us. from our own. We're just trying to do what it's supposed to do, what every band is supposed to do, to go out, play music, make albums, and leave something behind. So tomorrow someone will recognize what you've done. It was just about time that our label, Not Your Music, from Italy, we got in contact with them, and they liked what we were doing, so we created this album and hope to never stop.
You have to try constantly. I mean,
Yeah.
rock is not a successful, let's say, like a recipe. I'm into rock, and all of a sudden I'm famous.
rockstar.
I'm a big, fancy name. It's, I mean, everyday life. It's difficult, especially
hard
in
work.
Albania. But we never gave up, and I think this is the difference. Because you fail, but you don't have to give up and to surrender. You have to try every day, and hopefully someone within the bigger industry can hear about your name and can be interested about you, and then things start to change. It's a different story then.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of work to do to go there.
And I guess this question will be mostly for you. So when you compare the first CD and now this, how do you compare these two recordings? And
Well, first of all, we were all teenagers. I mean, I was 18 years old when the CD came out. So we recorded everything in a home studio of a co-founder of the band. We used to rehearse there and to record, I mean, at the same time. So the technology, the sound, all the equipment were, minimal, but that was not important. It was important that we were composing and we were writing our songs and recording them. And that was a really big deal back in 1997 in Albania. And it was the first Albanian rock metal CD. 20 years after, I mean, the whole scene is changed. I mean, we recorded the album and we did all the production in Italy with Not Your Music, which, by the way, did a really good job with the mixing, mastering, and everything. And I can certainly say that it's a more mature, let's say, material. We still play our old material. They are really good, and we are playing on these gigs we have here. But you have to develop. You have to see different perspectives and then sit with a cool mind and choose what is best for an album to go out there and to represent to the audience. So, but anyway, personally, I'm really thankful to my old bandmates that started this band together, and they really did a good job. I mean, it's really difficult to keep a band together, a rock band, especially in Albania. This is why those first bands, they really broke up really quick, couldn't survive, and which is a shame. I mean, but anyway, this is the way it is.
but you persevered. Good for you. And has there been any already responses about your new CD from music press, from record labels, some.
It's been a huge response actually. Since the release date of the CD, which was in January the 13th this year, over 50 portals all around the world, especially in Europe, but also in Australia and US and South America. They wrote articles, reviews about the CD, and it was really good because we represent ourselves, but in a way we also represent and we get people to know about Albania. And in some of the articles, the first sentences were, "Have you ever heard about Albania?" No. Well, we have a band from Albania doing this and that, and so it's a really positive thing. We are shooting some music videos. One is already out. We just finished another one. So I mean, we have projects, but let's see.
Yeah. Let's hope they all materialize. And now the question I wanted to ask, maybe a little bit more, I don't know, political or no. We all know the situation today in the world, as I know, Albania is mostly, predominantly a Muslim country. Yes,
70% Muslim.
yes. So
It's not that much, but
Yeah, it was like, for sure, like 73, actually.
okay, and so is it difficult, or maybe on the contrary, it's no problem? So how it is to be a rock band, a metal band in a country where majority is Muslim population? So does it interfere somehow with your music or views, or it's absolutely no problem?
well, I guess first of all we have to
I just don't know. I want to know.
we should not perceive Albania as a Muslim country like
Saudi Arabia.
like
right?
Saudi Arabia or Iran or Iraq, etc. We are a European country, and religion never was, in my opinion,
Like a big tradition.
that strong or that cultivated in us. I mean, everybody believes what he
Their own way.
Yeah.
believes in everybody's way, so this doesn't interfere at all. I mean, we go on places, play live, young people come, they join, they enjoy the show, they drink, I mean, they have a good time. So this
Well, I
is
think
it.
the most thing that interferes more in the rock and roll industry and what we talked about was that 15 years of communism, we still feel those consequences, causes. So that's why that thing have lots of not continual, like growing, like really
It is
the way it is.
Yeah, it is kind of interrupted. Yeah. Okay.
Let's say it's all started in the early 90s. The music that in the other parts of the world was
Like growing really
they were
fast.
doing it in the
And you
in
had
the
to catch up,
50s,
yeah.
in the 60s, in the 70s. We started to do it in the 90s. So I mean, it's a big lack of a non continuous way of
We have a lot to catch up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a bit like in Latvia. Well, also, we were in USSR. So, yeah, and yeah. So let's go back to this tour. So where we can see you? Please, you already told us, but maybe one more time. Where will you be?
Regarding the tour,
Yeah,
okay,
this.
it all starts tomorrow officially in Tallinn, Estonia, at Pinke Bar. The next day we go to Narva at Roro Art Cafe, and on Saturday we come back to Riga at Club's Depot. So this is it, and let's hope.
And
This
then
way
you
that
guys-
brings a lot of people. I
you
think.
guys-
if it
you guys
rains,
show
come a
up.
lot of people.
I think so, and I hope so. And this is it. The rest of the summer is off, or
Yeah, we have in plans. We just recorded the second video clip.
yeah.
Yeah. Also, we're waiting to record the third and the fourth one. So time by
Some,
time.
yeah. Some
Also, we're
festivals.
planning. We didn't mention that. We're planning to do the 20th anniversary or 21th, right?
The
20th anniversary
of what?
of Days of Rage, the first CD album.
Yes, the 20th anniversary.
By the end of the year. So I'm gonna take lots of rehearsals and stuff to do. We'll see. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Thanks.